Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
We heard you missed us. We're back.
No.
I brought my pencil. Sorry, a little Van Halen tribute there. This is 87sportsfanslive.com. Or 87sportsfans live on latenightsportsradio.com. It has been a long day. I need a waiver on that.
Yes, it has been a long day. I'm waving right now at you. So.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
A reminder that this and every broadcast is brought to you by CG Imaging. That's cg-imaging.com. CG Imaging, virtually creating reality. It's also brought to you by The Lockbox, a spy thriller by Steve Taylor, available for digital download and paperback orders on barnesandnoble.com and amazon.com. The book is The Lockbox by Steve Taylor.
Yeah, don't tell my boss. On my downtime, I'm writing the sequel at work.
You just told them for everybody.
He doesn't listen to this. No one listens to this.
Well, as long as you're staying positive here.
I'm positive. I love our listeners.
It's better than. Well, let's put it this way: the Kansas City Chiefs are now leading the New England Patriots 17-0 at the half. So, what good is there to watch in football right now?
Nothing. But, ever since it moved from ABC, Monday Night Football has always had stinker games. As soon as they moved it to ESPN, it's been all about Sunday night games on NBC.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But the Sunday night game wasn't anything to jump and shout about either.
No, but the matchup should have been. On paper, with the skill level of both teams, that should have been a much better game than it was. You look at the game tonight, Kansas City's been kind of off and on this season, so is New England. New England's looked really old, which is kind of sad.
Which, maybe I should save this for the next hour, for the NFL hour with Jim, but do you think we've seen the last of Tom Brady? Is this the end of an era?
I think it's the beginning of the end. I'm not necessarily going to say it's the end. I think we might see him for another season, maybe two. But I think this is definitely the beginning of the end.
He's very quickly approaching Joe Montana on the Chiefs status.
Oh, I don't know if that'll ever happen, though. I think Brady is... I think he's the kind of guy where, unlike Manning, I think if he was given the option of either take a greatly reduced pay cut and reduce role on the team or leave, I think he would just retire. I can't see him going to another team.
Oh no, he's a Patriot. No way.
Yeah. And it's just, he really has, well, I don't want to say he doesn't have anything to prove because he has won 3 championships, but they have been a decade ago. So he still needs to, I think, get that one more, which is kind of crazy because 3 championships in a career is.
How much?
But it's been so long that I think he really.
There's, the shine has worn off the Belichick image.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
Well, I think it's. Unfortunately, Belichick only would go as far as Brady. And Brady is showing signs of age. He doesn't have the zip on the ball he used to have. His accuracy has been off for a couple seasons now. The only weapon he really has, Edelman's playing well, but Gronkowski's really his only weapon offensively. Their running game is nothing to speak of. So you factor in how everything revolves around Brady, and if he starts to fade, there's nothing Belichick can really do as far as pulling plays out of a hat. Everything has to go through Brady, and it's sad because I like Tom Brady. I always like Tom Brady. Well, I love the whole story with him coming up and being a 6th round draft pick and whatnot. But I don't know. It's kind of sad.
It is, because I need Julian Edelman to give me about 5 more points to beat your nephew in our fantasy
I was going to
league.
say, this is going to be a big week. I won by 0.46 points.
Yeah. Did you see what happened with my game last week?
No.
I started the week thinking that I had lost by 0.3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was looking at the score during the Thursday night game, and I see my records listed as 3-0. I'm like, what? So I go looking and digging down deeper, and they never credited the Broncos for blocking that kick.
Really?
And in our league, that's 5 points. So that was the difference between winning and losing.
Wow.
So the stat.
Well, my difference is Jimmy Graham's fumble. If he didn't fumble that ball, I lost. But because he fumbled that ball and lost the fumble, that's the only reason why I won.
That's fantastic.
It really is.
That's simply fantastic. All right, so we'll talk football at the top of the hour.
I know, it's so hard to not.
I know it's Monday Night Football's going on right now, and we're literally watching the end of an era. Like, Rome is burning. Okay,
yeah.
The Tom Brady era is collapsing out from underneath him, whether it's his fault or a lack of a supporting cast, or whatever you want to blame it on. It's happening, folks. And if you're a sports fan, you have to try to appreciate these moments when they happen. We watched we're watching this year Derek Jeter retire. I believe we're watching the end of Tom Brady's dominance, even though that may have been started 2 years ago. Eli Manning was thought to be, and he's had a couple of nice games back to back, but there's transitions happening in the world of sports right now. We're going to watch Kobe Bryant go off into the sunset soon.
Yep. Paul Pierce is wearing a Wizards uniform, which looks really depressing.
Well, Paul Pierce is depressing. But
did you see that picture of him on Media Day in the Wizards outfit?
No, I missed that one.
There was a picture of Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Kevin Love, and they're all happy and smiling and arms around each other. And then there was a picture of Paul Pierce standing in his Wizards outfit by himself, looking miserable. And I just, deep down, I just wish he would have retired a Celtic. I mean, is it really that important to run yourself to the ground and take all of those wonderful memories and just crap on them for like 3 or 4 seasons of just mediocrity bouncing around between teams?
Yeah.
Talk about a legacy tarnished. I mean, it's so sad. The
number to call in, folks, if you want to join the conversation, is 585-633-7487. That's 585-633-7487. So, I mentioned Derek Jeter. What's your take on how Derek Jeter went off into the sunset here? Let's switch to baseball here for a little bit.
I still wish he would have ended with that final Yankee game at Yankee Stadium. I mean, you couldn't write a better finish to a career. Even though his final at-bat was very Jeter-like, where he gets a hit, RBI, single, and that's the end of his career. So he ends on a hit, which he's number 6 on the 3,000 hit club. But you could not script a final game at Yankee Stadium better than that. That really was incredible. And it seems like, to me, and what I take away from this is even God hates Keith Olbermann. Because for those of you who don't know, Keith Olbermann went on a 6-minute tirade on his show about how he thinks Jeter was overrated and how everyone is really making a bigger deal of this than they should have. And at the end, he said, after Jeter's last at bat, he will sprout wings and fly out and be carried off into heaven. And what happens? Jeter wins the game and gets carried off the field by his team. It almost was like what he was joking about came true. And that, to me, was better than anything. Because I used to love Keith Olbermann, but then with all the political stuff that happened, and now he's just a big old blowhard. And to me, I thought that was just icing on the cake.
Yeah, I hate Olbermann now, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I see your point about, he should have ended it at, with that last at-bat in Yankee Stadium, but it's Fenway, man.
Yeah, and that's why I respect him. It's because, and I respect the Boston fans because they were really cool to him, but he could have packed it in, but he said, you know what, I know a lot of them are coming out to see me, so I'm going to at least DH. So that was cool. I mean, it's cool that he did do that.
I mean, that Yankee-Red Sox rivalry, which has always been historic, but the Red Sox stunk for a long time until the late 90s. So that whole rivalry has taken on a rebirth, a renaissance, if you will, if I may wax poetically here, under Jeter's era, during Jeter's era. So I felt it was important for him to play in Fenway, even though I like top-notch athletes going out on top. Michael Jordan had the best exit ever, and he ruined it by coming back to the Wizards.
Exactly.
So,
but like I said, I mean, he still ended his career with a base hit, so you can't really fault that. It wasn't as grand as what happened in Yankee Stadium, but he was in Fenway, got a base hit, last at bat of his career. That's still pretty cool. It's not like he struck out or popped out or anything like that.
Right.
So I get, it's sad. It is kind of sad because, he's one of those guys that's a dying breed, a very hardworking, respected athlete that is never in the press. He's like the Peyton Mannings. There's very few of them in this current generation that are coming aboard. I mean, you would hope that someone like Andrew Luck will pick up the mantle and, it's kind of depressing that that's the way our sports world has become now, to where you say goodbye to someone like Jeter and you're just like, man, there goes someone, the kind of player we might not see for a while. I wouldn't say not see again, but someone of his caliber that garnished the respect that he did. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see that again in baseball, or like when Manning leaves football and Brady. Well, a lot of people hate Brady. Most people like Manning, but if you're going to see people like them again.
People hate Brady because of the supermodel wife and the kind of.
They hate him because they hate the Patriots, I think, too.
Why? How can you hate the Patriots? All they did was, and we're not talking baseball, by the way. All they do is just churn out winning records with casts of characters that you would never think possible. You know what I mean?
I think it's just Belichick being a douche during interviews. Most people were turned off by that and didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. But I mean, like I said, I don't know. I know we got off on a tangent here, but I that final at bat at Yankee Stadium went into my number 2 slot of favorite baseball plays I've ever seen.
It's one of those moments, especially if you're a Yankee fan.
Because number 1, I mean, in my generation, number 1 has to be Aaron Boone in the 10th inning against Boston. That's, till the day I die, that's one of my favorite all-time sporting events that I've ever witnessed.
Yep. Yeah, if you're a fan of those teams, those are the moments that you never forget.
Exactly.
It just is. So you remember, now let's move on. Current events now. You remember what my dream was last year for the baseball season?
Kansas City and Pittsburgh.
You remember? I wanted it so bad. Oh. I wanted.
Are you watching the beginning of the Birdcage?
No. This is. I can't get a chorus now. But the 70s Pittsburgh Pirates, this was their theme song.
Yeah, we are family.
And I can't get them to sing a single chorus right now.
Wow, you are failing
I am.
hardcore right now.
This is bad right now. But you know what? I'm going to see this through here. Here we go.
Oh.
There we go.